welcome back to Food Day. On Great Day.
I love Food Day.
As we have all kinds of food items making their way onto the counter here, we do have Sheree Clark here, and she is here with Fork in the Road, and you are a nutrition expert.
I am a nutrition counselor, so I know a lot about healthy food.
And you brought some really interesting things, and you said healthy food, yet I'm looking at something that is a chocolate creation.
I love that.
Right
if you said
in
that's
front of
healthy,
us.
I'm game.
Yeah, exactly.
Jump right in.
Now, how did you get your training, first of all, before we dive into this?
Well, absolutely. Well, this is actually my third incarnation, my third career. I was in the advertising business for a long time, and so I had the high stress, pressure lifestyle. Started to feel a little unhealthy and started thinking, you know what, I'm going to change this up. Went to nutrition school, went to culinary school, and now I've combined all of that.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
Okay, and the name of your business is?
Fork in the Road.
Fork in the Road.
Perfect. I love that. When you reach that fork in the road, you decide, am I going to eat healthy or not?
Exactly.
Great idea. But you have brought some things that we're going to show people how to make that are real simple, right?
I did. I brought three things for you: an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert.
Okay.
Now, you kind of specialize in raw food, right?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
And that's my personal preference. Now, the clients and people that I work with don't have to be raw, or I'm actually a raw vegan, which means I don't eat animal products, and I eat all of my food unheated, less than 105 degrees. But if just incorporating a little bit more of that into your lifestyle will make you more healthy.
Now, when you say that, do people look at you like you're an outer space alien when you say I eat raw food? Or
I say it slow. When I'm ordering in a restaurant, for example, like sushi restaurants, I'll eat and people will think, well, sushi's not vegan. But if you go to a sushi restaurant and you say to the server, I'm vegan, and they get their head around that, okay, all right, you're not going to have any fish, and I'm a raw foodist, so that means no rice, no cooked things in the sushi.
Okay.
And
so what can you eat then at a sushi bar beside the seaweed?
They do a beautiful job. The local places, what they'll do is they'll do all kinds of vegetables and different things, and sometimes instead of even the nori, the seaweed wrap, they'll do cucumber or squash, slightly mandolined. It's just, they do beautiful work.
Really?
Yeah, it gives them a chance to be creative. Yeah.
So how difficult is it for you just to go shopping on a weekly basis?
Oh, it's easy, especially this time of year. I mean, farmers market on Saturday. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. So no, it's really easy, and that's what we're here for today. Is for me to show you how easy it can be. In fact, it's so easy you could do it.
Jason
See,
can do
you
it.
could do it, Jason. She's
Jason
got
can
you
do it.
down.
Anybody can do
Well,
it.
when I read about you and when I read about people like you, everybody who makes this change in their life, they all talk about how amazing it is, and you know, I have so much more energy, and I lost all this weight, and blah 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 blah. Did you go through that?
Absolutely, absolutely true. And the best thing is you need less sleep. You have more clarity of mind.
I'm getting less sleep, so I'm halfway there.
That part licked, right?
Yeah.
And the things that you depend on, like caffeine or energy kind of supplements or whatever, to give you energy, you suddenly don't need anymore. So you really, you bound out of bed to come on an early show.
Okay, well, we'll have to get you all wired up here.
I guess
Jason.
so.
Wired up
Start
on
with
raw
that
food.
appetizer, yeah.
Okay, so
Teach them how to make
we're going to
it.
start off with an appetizer.
We're going to start with the appetizer. This one's called popcorn, and I understand that you all have the recipe
Yes,
for
we
that
do. We
too.
have them right here, and it's called popcorn.
It's called
and
popcorn.
I don't see any popcorn in this popcorn.
There's no
lady,
popcorn.
so explain that to me.
Alrighty, well, it's a faux popcorn, and what we're using, the primary ingredient rather than popcorn, is cauliflower. And now that's the kind of vegetable that a lot of people will wrinkle up their nose at and say, ooh. But, this is going to be delicious. So what you're going to do is we're going to take the ingredients, and if you look through the ingredient list, we've got a
cauliflower chopped up.
Right. We've got nutritional yeast, and I'll come back to that in just a second and explain what that is.
That. Okay.
There is garlic powder, unrefined salt.
What is unrefined?
Unrefined means we don't buy the stuff that comes in the blue round container, because that's pretty much the stuff that we put on the roads in the wintertime to melt this. So it's just cut differently. So unrefined salt is more nutritionally beneficial to people.
Okay.
It's got minerals and vitamins and other things.
Where can you find that?
At the health food store. In fact, most of the mainstream supermarkets now, Hy-Vee and Dolls,
If you asked for it, they could direct you.
Yeah, and actually right in the spices department if you look down there. So get rid of that. If you want the blue container, if you still got that, in a couple months, just sprinkle that on your sidewalk and you're good to go.
Now, is sea salt something you could use too, or no?
Sea salt and unrefined salt are the same. Unrefined is kind of the generic umbrella that would include Himalayan crystal salt and sea salt.
Okay.
Okay. So now we know what that is. What else is in this? Olive oil.
Olive oil. Use an unrefined extra virgin olive oil. You can get that. There's a local place called Vom Foss. They do have beautiful, some scented oils. We're using a plain oil today.
Okay.
And a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, splash of water. So what I did was I put all those ingredients, I cut the cauliflower up, I put the ingredients into this Tupperware bowl. And Jason, because I know that you really have the ability to be a chef.
I can do it.
Chef Parkin.
You give that a shake.
Now, on TV, when I see chefs, they're basically just cussing at everybody. Is that what I'm supposed to do right now?
Well, you can cuss. Wait till I leave.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
Okay.
Shake the heck out of that there.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Now unveil it, and then you put it into the serving bowl.
All right.
And you, sir, have just become a chef.
You just made popcorn without a microwave.
You just made popcorn without a microwave.
It's shaking bacon. I help.
But the proof's in the pudding. You've got to give it a taste.
Actually, pretty good. I like it. I would eat that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. This is going to be a new dish I bring over to someone's house.
Well, and the nice thing about it, too, calling it popcorn is, if you think about it, the movie theater, you're eating all that sodium and having all the fat that's in the butter and all that.
That's good.
Smuggle this into the theater, and if anybody on the floor is listening, we're not going to let them know what we're doing, but bring that in there, and it's fabulous. You can put it in the dehydrator and shrink it down a little bit. And
really? That's a good idea. Didn't think about that.
Yep,
Okay.
you can do that. And kids like it.
Now we're on to our main dish.
The main dish?
Which is so pretty.
It's collards, and it's a collard wrap. And so if you look at the recipe, we're showing you how to make collard wraps. The main thing about this is a sandwich. And what we're trying to do is eliminate the gluten and the flour and the bread. And
That's good, because my wife has to eat gluten-free.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And everything that I make is gluten-free, dairy-free, and sugar-free. Okay. So everything is, it's vegan, and it's kosher. So we got all the bases covered.
She's covering everything.
Yep, I'm promising and delivering. So rather than the bread, we're using collard greens. And the collard greens are actually
that's what they look like.
This is
that's what Karen Lee asked what they were.
A collard green looks exactly like this.
Now that's in the cabbage family, isn't it?
It's you got me stumped.
I believe it is. I believe cabbage or lettuce family.
It would seem like it would be. Yeah. But when you buy a collard at the store, it's a pretty rigid, and you can hear it snaps. Okay. So you wouldn't want to necessarily gnaw on this. So what we do to make this into a wrap is we marinate the collard leaf itself in lemon juice and salt, let it sit overnight, and then on the inside you can put any kind of filling that you want. And today I chose to use some hummus. There's some
Now, what is hummus for those people that may not know? Because you might see it in the store, and I try to explain to some people that it's not fungus.
No.
Some people thought it was fungus. I swear, I talked to somebody who thought it was fungus.
No. Hummus is traditionally made from chickpeas and tahini. It's a Middle Eastern kind of a thing. I make mine out of zucchini rather than chickpeas because I find zucchini easier to digest. One of the key ingredients is garlic. If you like garlic, you'll love hummus. So we've made it into a wrap. You can see it's much more pliable, and then it's into little sandwich pieces, and you can take one of those.
The thing about hummus, when I buy it in the store, it's got that bean base, so it's got some protein in it, so it kind of fills you up. Right?
And this will fill you up as well. And there's some kale chips on the side. There is a little garnish. You might enjoy those.
Some kale chips. Okay.
Kale chips. Those are made
really
from.
Good.
Isn't that yummy? Made from dehydrated kale. I'm teaching a class on dehydrating at the end of this month, so I brought those along as a little bonus. I'm teaching at Bolton and Hay on September 29th, and if you wanted to take the class, you could give me a jingle, and you could just call 515-249.
I have a brand new dehydrator. I just got one of the big square ones, the big gigantic
Excalibur. Oh,
yeah, that's what I have.
You gotta come.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll love this class. I'm teaching that. That's going to be one of the.
We're talking dehydrators here, folks. Okay.
I'm dehydrated all the time.
Did you get the 9 tray or the 5 tray?
9.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay, so
we're going to fill that baby up.
All right.
Yeah. So we're going to do kale chips. Sorry.
Get her on dessert now, because I'm ready for this.
You're looking for dessert.
It's healthy and it's dessert. I love it.
And it's chocolate.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
So what is this? And you said again, we're talking about healthy stuff.
Healthy dessert.
Quick.
This is a ganache. It's a chocolate ganache. 3 main ingredients, a little pinch of salt to bring up the flavor, and the 3 main ingredients are a chocolate powder. I use a raw chocolate powder that doesn't have any dairy in it.
So it's not a cocoa powder.
No,
is?
It's a little bit different than that. You can sometimes on the outside it will say cocoa powder, but not cocoa as in the drink. Cocoa is in the chocolate.
Okay.
So
like in the baking section, then would it be more likely, or you have to go to a natural food store?
I would look in the natural food store. You'd have the big thing, Lou, is to look at the ingredient label. The only ingredient should be chocolate.
Okay.
No sugar, no milk solids, no added stuff. No preservatives, just chocolate powder, and that's the best.
So the sweetness you're getting from the maple syrup.
That's exactly right. That's the second ingredient is maple syrup, and my suggestion to you is to use grade B maple syrup. It's much better, which sounds counterintuitive. You think, well, grade A, top of the heap, must be the best. It's not. Grade B is a much more deep, rich flavor. You'll love it.
Now you're talking about maple syrup and not pancake syrup.
Correct.
Okay,
oh, please.
That's something that we just discovered that too. But again, it's maple syrup. It's pure maple syrup.
Exactly. Pancake syrup is high fructose corn syrup with some flavoring and nothing good for you. There's nothing natural. Ooh, don't get me going. And the third ingredient is...
Just wanted to clarify that.
I want to eat more popcorn.
Go, please. The next ingredient is coconut oil. And I choose to use an unrefined coconut oil. Coconut oil is a fabulous ingredient to have. I have it 2 places in my home. I have it in the kitchen and I have it in the bathroom. I put it on my skin this morning in lieu of body lotion. It's really wonderful, and if you can eat it, it's good for your skin.
Is it more of a paste? I thought I saw someone who had it. Is it not as like what you would consider an oil?
It's solid at room temperature. And so when you put it in your hand, it warms up, you rub it, and then you can rub it on your skin and it glides.
And what can you use to separate or to take that instead of other things in your meals when you're cooking? Because someone told me you can use coconut oil instead of other things to make your meals healthier. Is that right?
You can actually, for example, you could add it to a smoothie so that you get a little bit of extra healthy fat into your diet. You can use it in cooking. It's a medium heat oil, so you wouldn't want to use it for deep fat frying, for example. But yes, it's a much healthier alternative than a lot of the oils on the market.
Okay, and then just a little bit of salt.
Pinch of salt, unrefined salt, as you know, and then you can put it in a Cuisinart, you can put it in a blender. You could actually, what I do sometimes, if I have a sweet tooth, I'll put those ingredients in a little coffee cup, take a spoon, stir it up, and I've got a single serving of my chocolate. So, we've talked about it.
Excited.
You better try it.
Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. No double dipping on the strawberries, so get a good batch.
Get a good hunk of it.
That is awesome.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I feel like I'm eating any other kind of
like
chocolate.
candy almost.
Yeah.
That is great.
No preservatives, no dairy, no refined sugar.
That is so good. And why is it called ganache? Like what
Ganache is a term. It would be used as in the word instead of the word frosting, for example.
Okay.
So it's a So ganache is typically made with dairy.
Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road with us.
This is
and
awesome.
If people want more information on how they can eat like you're eating, how can they get a hold of you?
You could visit me at fork-road.com, or you can give me a call at 515-249-2992.
We'll have to get these recipes on our website for people.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's
Perfect.
fork-road.com.
That's correct.
Fork-road.com. Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And showing us all these really cool things to make. The popcorn has my name written all over it this afternoon. So
all right.
We're going to give that a
I'm
shot
leaving
for
it
sure.
here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It is 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. We'll be right back. This is great, though.
I absolutely love that.